Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and it's time for, well, I normally say it's time for another beer review, which this is going to be another beer review, but today we're going to do another dark beer day. Ooh. So, do us a favour first of all, if you've just found us here on YouTube, go on, give us that thumbs up. Do it now. Hit the like button. Yeah, like, share, subscribe to this channel. It's the Hop House, hoppy beer, good house music. We're on the beer side, but we're on dark beers today. So, usually the channel's full of IPAs, golden ales, hoppy, hop-forward beers. Today, we're delving into the dark side. And it's a thing that I need to do a bit more on the channel. So we're looking at stouts today. We've got a porter we're going to look at, and a couple of other dark beers. So it's going to get dark and dirty. Are you ready? Ready for this? Okay, so beer number one. Not only is it a dark beer day, it's also a local beer day. This is from a local brewery, and it's also a virgin beer review. So you're getting 3 for the price of 1. Well, you're not really. It's just the one beer. Sorry. So we're going back to Hobson's Brewery for this one. Hobson's in the small town, or small village, should I say, of Cleobury Mortimer. Yes, it's called Cleobury Mortimer. It's at the bottom of Shropshire, the county that I now live in. And Hobson's Brewery have won quite a lot of awards. Very traditional style brewery. We've done their Town Crier, which is their golden ale. We've done the Snuffly Hedge Grog. That's their more hop forward one. Old Prickly. Nearly forgot the name of it then. Excuse me. So, and we've done their Amber Ale as well, which again, Manor something, I think it was called. Do you want to see what we're going to review? So it is in this, it's 500 milliliter bottle. Here we go. It's Hobson's DHU Stone or Do Stone. Do Stone, Do Stone, Do you? It's Hobson Stout. It's a smooth dark stout, 4.3% ABV, 500 milliliter bottle. There you have it. There you see it. There you don't. And it's got the Hobson's hat on the crown there, look. There you go. I'll zoom in if you'll see that. I really liked Hobson's when I first moved to Shropshire. All them years ago, before I started really getting into the American and New Zealand sort of New World hop stuff. More traditional real ales. And then the last 2 times I had Hobson's, prior to doing these videos on them, I thought they were a bit safe, a bit boring, a bit wishy-washy. But one thing I will say is every one of these so far I've had by this brewery are bottle conditioned. So it's the closest you're going to get to a cask ale. Like that, Hobson's. Let's hope this is the same and you keep it up. Right, should we get it out into the glass? Hobgoblin glass for this one because my purity glass is not clean. My sis was using it earlier. And I've not washed it. Right, out into the glass. So it's a stout. We expect it to be dark. Dark and dark. And that is exactly what it's looking like. Look at that. Wow, look at the head on it. Whoa, might have to rescue the head. Stay there. Okay, so that head's pretty bad. But if I hold it up to the light in the camera, it is perfectly black. There's no light bleeding through it. I am going to have to rescue it. I didn't taste any beer then, it's purely bitter froth. See if I can get the rest of the beer in the glass because I do think it's bottle conditioned, but I'm trying to do it without the head going mad like it just did. Should fit in this glass. At the end of the day, it's a 500ml bottle going into a pint glass, which is 568ml, so it should allow for head. That's just simple mathematics. So yeah, I thought we'd do some dark beers. As I said, haven't really done that much on the channel. We had one dark beer day, so I thought let's do a second. And every now and again, I do like a good stout. Porters, we'll see what we get with the porters. But I do like a good stout, a good solid stout. I used to drink a lot of Guinness when I was younger. I suppose you can debate whether or not that is a good solid stout, but it's the world's biggest selling stout. The one that everybody knows. Hey, there you go. And, don't know if you'll pick it up on camera, but I can see just floating around here. Yeah, I'm going to pick it up on camera. There was little floaty bits in it, so it is a bottle conditioned beer. So there is the beer in the glass. That's how she looks. There's no light bleeding through that. I have to say it is quite big and thick, and it's got a off-whitey sort of creamy beigey coloured head, as you can see. So it looks the part. The head was rather massive to start off with, but we've got floaty bits in there. So fair play to Hobson's. It's a cask conditioned, bottle conditioned beer. Right, should we get the nose in there? We're going to give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. Excuse me. Ooh, that froth has made me burp. Excuse me, that was disgusting. It smells a bit smoky that you'd expect maybe with a stout. Not smoky and chalky like a porter, but roasted malt. I can smell roasted malt. Tiny bit coffee-esque. Bit treacle, black treacle-esque as well. But definitely roasted malt without a doubt. I can smell roasted malt, roasted barley, something along them lines. Really toasted bread kind of smell. Smells like burnt toast. No, it just smells like sort of maybe well done seeded bread, something like that. You toast some seeded bread and you get that warmth of you can smell the seeds and all the goodness in there. That's kind of how this smells. It smells good. I like it. Well, everyone at Hobson so far has been a cracker. Great local brewery in the Shropshire area. So we'll give this one a try and see how she tastes. So, bottoms up and down the hatch. Yeah, that's all right. It's not bad. I put it in the fridge for a bit, only about 10 minutes or so, because I wanted to try and chill it down. It's not cold, it's not warm. Dark beers, you don't want them too cold. You want them more room temperature-ish, because again, with the roastedness of the barley and the malt and stuff, you want that to work. But I didn't want it to be room temperature like 20 degrees and it just tastes like socky. That's the thing. Right, now I've swirled it around a bit, now I've jigged it about. I'm definitely getting that smell of the roasted malt coming through a bit more. Yeah, toasted seeded bread. Espresso-y coffee. Only, well, a little bit of espresso coffee in the background. It's not necessarily a coffee stout or a chocolate stout. It is more a traditional style stout. Right, we'll do a bit of lace division and then I'm going to run through some flavours, all right? So, lace, very nice. Very, I'm trying to do it without the lighting the camera moving back and forth, but it's not going to work. Yeah, it laces quite nicely. It's certainly got the look and the lace of a cask beer, but it's bottle conditioned. You'd expect that. Right, I'm going to go for another big taste, swirl it around my mouth a bit, and then we'll run through some flavours. Tell me what's your flavour. Sorry, I just had to get that in there. One thing I will say, it's quite a bit thin on the overall mouthfeel on the body. It's a 4.3%, so it's not going to be thick, really gloopy, gluey kind of stick to the side of your mouth style stout, because it's not got that strength to it. It's 4.3%. It's not as thin as a mild, but it's a cross between a mild and a thick stout. But again, like I said, it's 4.3%. It doesn't claim to be an imperial stout or a milk stout or an oat stout. It just simply says it is a smooth dark stout. It is fairly smooth, but it is a bit on the watery side. But again, that could be to do with the ABV. Right, flavours. That's just the mouthfeel. Okay, so flavours. It is stouty in its taste. You get some bitterness that rolls down the side of your tongue. You've got that toasted, seeded sort of bread, the roast malt coming down the middle of the tongue, and then it's a little bit salty malty, but not too much, because I don't like the savoury salty malty taste. But there's a bit of it there. It's a bit dry on the finish, but it's palatable. It's okay. It's not the best stout I've ever had, but it's not the worst. Probably my least favourite of the Hobson's beers that I've had, though. I just think that, considering their other beers, maybe, I don't want to say they can do better, because let me just put this straight. If you have first time watching me on the channel, I waffle onto a camera. I'm just a fat bloke in the kitchen. I don't brew my own beer. I don't work in the industry. I'm not an expert. So this is all opinion based. So in my opinion, is that the best stout I've ever had? No. Is there anything particularly wrong with it? No. It's just probably not to my tastes all that much. Would I get it again? Would I buy it again? I don't think I would. Again, it's a bit thin and watery on the body, but again, it's 4.3%, so it's not... Ooh, now I'm getting some flavour more. Now I'm getting more hops coming out of it. Now I jigged it about a bit and a bit further down the glass. Now I'm getting the pepperiness and the peppery, hoppy, spicy, hedgerowy sort of smell from traditional hops. The roasted malt really covered that well at first. It covered the hops. It's pleasant enough, it's drinkable, just a little watery and thin, for my opinion of a stout. But then, do I expect a stout to be a higher ABV? Maybe so. So have a look what she says on the bottle, and then I'll let you know what my rating is. Again, if you're new to the channel, I know there's loads of beer reviews out there. Some do a big scoreboard and give it points on certain things. Some give it out of 5 out of 10. I quite simply give it a thumbs up, middle, thumbs down. If I really like it, 2 thumbs up, and sometimes I try and get my foot in there if I'm dancing around my kitchen. Sadly, for this, I'm not. Nothing wrong with the beer. There's nothing wrong with the way they brewed it or anything like that. It's just probably not to my tastes. But it's okay. Right, so if I get it here under the light, so it's quite a dull day today. It's a good day to do a dark beer day because we're in the middle of summer and the sun's not out. So Hobson's hometown of Clearbury, Mortimer, stands proudly at the gateway to Shropshire. Excuse me again. The county symbol of a loggerhead, lion or leopard on its coat of arms is fiercely debated. Perhaps it is the big cat returned to roam between the duststone of Shropshire's Clee Hill. Its tail just disappearing from the sight at local merrymakers. Sorry, that writing's really small, by the way. It sounds like I can't read, but it's just I'm trying to look at it under this light. Duststone is a smooth, easy drinking stout with underlying licorice notes. A beer of pride with a smooth temperament, a little like Hobson's really. Contains wheat and barley. Duststone bottle is a bottle conditioned beer. 4.3%. So it says style, stout, sea mahogany, smell, chocolate roasted coffee, taste, rich vanilla and molasses. I wasn't really getting licorice. If I was getting licorice, I wouldn't like it because licorice is one of my... And that's what I find in a lot of porters. That's why I really don't like porters. Tiny little bit of licorice, tiny. But it's more tangy. The tangy goes down the side of the tongue, and that's coming from the hops. It smells more hedgerow and spicy British English hops. So it's probably got like a Golding's or a Fuggle, something like that, a Challenger, Admiral, something along those lines. Certainly nothing stopping me from finishing it. Right, summing up, what would I give this beer? I wouldn't buy it again, unfortunately, just because it doesn't suit my personal taste. I don't think it's a bad beer. It's just not the best stout I've ever had. It's a bit light on the body for me. But then again, it never claimed to be a high ABV or a thick stout, so can I mark it down? I'm going to mark it based on my personal opinion. As I say, it's just an opinion-based thing. So it's not a bad beer. It's just not great. So I'm going to give it about there. Thumbs up means yes, I'd buy it again. That's like, well, it's okay. That's like, and that's like, no. That it'd go down the sink if it got that. So it's getting like a 10 o'clock as I'm looking at it, or probably a 2 p.m. as you're looking at it. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great though. Ta very much for watching. We'll carry on with some more dark beers, shall we? Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again for another video right here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.